Good afternoon, people, and a bit of a windy day, and even though it's into the third week of winter, we've actually got a very warm day here. 21 degrees at the moment, considering it was -2 the other night, and not a very warm day. Yeah, so today, quite warm, and quite windy. So just out here, I'm just going to collect up this bit of plastic, and I'd actually put down here a couple of, probably a week or more ago, to protect the deck from the roof treatment that was getting done. So anyway, the wind is, well, doing its thing, being windy, and started to blow this around, so like that. Well, it's on its way. Right, so I'll just, you can bear with me, using this with one hand, doing this with one hand, see whether I can roll it up. Oh, come on. Nice blue, isn't it? Anyway, these are actually quite good, robust sheets of plastic, and they're actually the protectors for the rolls of metal, sheet metal they use for forming gutters and roofs, etc. And they actually throw them out because they can't use them. So guess what? I went and grabbed it. I'll grab some. I'll grab some more too when I have the actual use up and going. So good for lining things. Free. Very, very heavy. Yeah. Right. Now that must have been discombobulating, watching me do that with all the horrible zooms in and out and close-ups. Right. A couple of things I've got to do and thinking about. Yay. Going to change this just a tiny amount. Going to use different router bits to re-groove those holes. So while the router bench is set up for doing that, I'll swap out the router bits to make the bigger slots. One for the the actual thread of that shaft of the bolt, and also the bigger router bit for where the head of the bolt goes, because it's just enough to foul the bolt. It was too neat. And so I'd have to make that a little bit better. First time I've ever used a router in that manner, so it's quite happy with it, and it's pretty straightforward. Well, put it this way, it worked up to the point that I need to change it. Now, the thing that's actually puzzling me and annoying me is these two fences don't now line up true to each other over the full length. Somewhere there's a small amount of discrepancy crept in, and even though it's not important for what it's being used for, it's there. So therefore my sense of correctness demands of me to sort it out. So I'm going to, hopefully. What I'm going to do is to pop these off when I go to do the reroute them, and I'm going to put some pins in the holes of the pads themselves and measure them off relative to each other with a straight edge, and see whether I can pick up a discrepancy, if it's in the holes or whether it's in the fence that I am, the assembly of the fence with these. I'll do a bit more detail on that, but if these holes, which are registered from these holes, so therefore they should be accurate, both sides, and if they're not, I need to know, and then I can work towards rectifying it or replacing it, or at least being aware of it so I can counter it. The discrepancy is not much, but I can still, even after I realigned it the other day, I could feel a little bit of misregistration. Let's just see. It's tiny. It really is. Again, not important for what this is being used for, but because it can catch you out, it needs to be sorted. Anyway, let's just, while I'm yakking, it's a bit of a yak fest today. I've just done a video for the Dome series, and yeah, a 10-minute video turned into 27 minutes. All important stuff, of course. Right, I push that. You can see straight away there's a wee bit of a gap there. If I push it up against this fence, down this end there's probably 1.5 mil, 2 mil. Now that doesn't sound much, and it's not, especially over this length. It's almost 2 meters long, and to be fair, the gap is half of that because I exaggerated by pushing it, there. So if I neutralise it, we're only talking about 1 mil, but that's still a lot, in my opinion, in these scenarios. Well, put it this way: if I can make my straight edge do that, that's a lot. So maybe it's a bit more than 1 mil. Yeah. A couple of mil, yeah. Well, of course it is. Yeah, a couple of mil there. Puzzle. The reason I'm puzzled is that I shimmed it to 0 there and packed this end out, 0 there and packed out. So therefore there should never be. That should have been, if anything, high. Yeah, anyway. You're not following it, are you? You're going, God, get on to something more interesting, Dave. Well, okay, fair enough. Point taken. But if you're doing this and you get these sorts of errors, is it better for you to work the problem out, or some idiot like me to have gone through it and done it for you beforehand so you go, so that's why it was out? Or is there something fundamentally wrong when I registered the 2 plates? And that is my biggest concern. And yeah, when I did it, this was 2 separate pieces. So that could be where the issue lays. And yeah. Anyway, we'll do it right now, seeing you asked. Let's put some registration pins in. Oh, actually, where am I going to put them? How am I going to do this? Let's do it. So there's one there, one there, one down, and one down here. Pull that span, yeah, just. And if I push them up. Now listen for this noise. It's a long way out. I mean, huge. The discrepancy that I was picking up there is in the tops. That's interesting, that being the case. That is a lot. I mean, it's like, though that couple of mils is nothing compared to what I've now picked up. It's like massive. There's probably 6 mils out there. So all the compensation that I've been building there, no wonder it's still out. Well, that's a bit of a shite. And it may mean I have to almost junk these plates. I won't, because they can just be used individually elsewhere. And I may well have to drill new registration holes, both in the top that I'll probably have to replace this, and the actual miter station itself. That's a bit of a shite. Yeah, that is very, very disappointing, I've got to say. That's a bit of a reveal. technically shouldn't be able to be out. Hopefully you can hear my consternation and my... It's like when we made this plate, we pushed it up against the fence. When we made this plate, we pushed it up against the fence. The fence itself should be true, so therefore this should be true to each other. Well, there's a little project for me now, isn't there? Shite. Thing is, if that's not true to each other, which one's out compared to the squareness of the line of the saw? Because the line of the saw is square to the fences. And every time I've put something on, have I built up a little inbuilt error that in a small fence of the saw fence itself, maybe it's half a mil, quarter of a mil out of alignment, which you probably wouldn't pick up. But when you exaggerate it and you go both ways, you multiply. So a quarter of a mil there is a half a mil there is a mil there, and times there, so you've got 2 mils out because if they're going in different directions. Yeah. Bugger. Well, that's a bit of annoying. This wasn't even the subject of the video, actually. Excuse my cough. Dearie me. Well, yikes. This is something I thought about last night. I thought I'd come out here today and have a check of it, and I'm very disappointed with what I found. Now, actually, what I was going to do was make up some more bars for the 3-4-5ing method, but I was going to have a slightly different approach. I have somewhere up here my original 3mm thick bars, and I was going to drill and tap them out and see what the tolerances is between the holes, because I recall the laser cutting company that when they did those years ago said that the thicker you go, the more there's more issue with the laser cut, and the 3mm ones always seem to be really, really nicely cut. And I'm just going to look and see whether I can fiddle with them to make the 3-4-5 bars again out of that thinner metal. We'll see. Anyway. Bugger. Rightio. Well, I'm going to have to go and diagnose it. Is one out, or are they both out evenly in opposite directions? Question. Righty-ho. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Okay. See you later now. Bye.